Hi, kindergarten friends. Today we're going to read chapters 5, 6, and 7 of My Life in Pictures, B. Garcia's version. Chapter 5, The Really Truly Monster Next Door. Everybody was so busy watching Fireman Dave rescue the big pest that they didn't see the moving truck that came next door. Everybody except me. Beatrice Holmes Garcia, apologize to your little brother. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I was sorry that I'd scared the big pest. It wasn't his fault that Yvonne moved away. He didn't make the fence. I told the big pest that I would turn him into a vampire, but he didn't want to play with me. He only wanted to throw sticks for Sophie in the backyard. He wouldn't let me play. Even Sophie wouldn't let me play. I just watched. Something else watched too. Look at those eyes. Something else on the other side of the fence. Grrr. Something growly that wasn't a dog. Pablito asks, "Are you a monster?" Grrr. He's looking more worried now. "I am a monster!" Pablito is running, scared. There goes the big pest. And guess where he's running? "Jump!" I say. "Wolf!" Yep, right back up in the crabapple tree. "Beatrice Holmes Garcia!" yell her mom and dad, and she says, "It wasn't me." Fireman Dave got him back down, but this time it wasn't me who scared him up there. It was the monster on the other side of the fence. Pablito says, "It was the monster next door." And Mom says, "Pablito, there are no monsters next door or anywhere else." Chapter 6, Meet Your New Neighbor. Here's my mom with more of Dad's cookies. "Bea and Pablito, please take these cookies." "Oh boy, cookies," says Pablito. "They're not for us." "Next door to our new neighbor," says Mom. "But there's a monster next door," says Pablito. And just as Pablito was about to run out the door and back up into the crabapple tree, for the third time, the doorbell rang. And it wasn't somebody nice my age. "Hello, we just moved in next door," said the woman. It was the monster with his mother. "This is Bert." "Are you a monster?" "Do I look like a monster?" Bert did look like a monster to me. Doesn't he look one like you? Doesn't he look like one to you? Bea, Pablo, say hello to Bert. "Hi, Bert." He didn't look like a monster to the big pest. Not at first. In fact, Pablo thought it was funny when Bert stuffed 5 cookies in his mouth. And he burped. "I'm Bert the monster!" Sophie liked the cookie crumbs that went flying everywhere. But then Bert scared the big pest. "Bumblebee, scaredy cat." He scared Sophie. "Scaredy dog." He didn't scare me. He just made me mad, really mad, because he knocked down the fabulous palace and he jumped on it and he flattened it, and everybody knew he really was a monster. Everybody except my mom. She says, "It must be hard for Bert to move to a strange house." "It's Yvonne's house." When I turned the no longer fabulous palace into a sign and I put it in Bert's front yard, she made me take it down. The sign says, "Beware of monster." And the mom yells, "Beatrice Holmes Garcia." I felt rotten. Instead of Yvonne and the fabulous palace, there was a monster and a big fence. The magic crabapple tree wasn't magic anymore. I couldn't swim in its branches or climb to the clouds or fly to Saturn. Sophie up. I could only sit with Sophie, the world's only tree-climbing dog. Grrr! Look at Sophie. Except, thanks to Bert the monster, she's the world's only tree-climbing up, but not down dog. Sophie down. Scaredy dog. Wolf. Gracias, Fireman Dave. Thank you. Gracias? That's dog. Wolf, that's dog for gracias, which in Spanish is thanks. This is the second letter I tried to write to Yvonne in Australia, but didn't send. What could I say? How could I tell Yvonne that a monster had moved into her house and now there was a big fence between her backyard and mine? How could I tell her the fabulous palace had been flattened and the crabapple tree wasn't magic anymore? The spaceship and ocean and mountain in my backyard were all just pretend, make-believe kid stuff. I couldn't say any of it. I could only write, I wish you didn't move away. I wish you didn't move away. Chapter 7. My worst day of school ever. She's thinking, I feel rotten. This is me on the first day of school. I felt rotten because not only was I not going to the first day of school with my best friend Yvonne, I was going with my little brother, the big pest. Sweet Bee, please take Pablito to the bus stop. And a monster named Bert. Bee, walk with Bert to the bus stop and introduce him to your friends. Wait for me, Buzzy Bee. The kind of monster that scares little kids like the big pest. Wait for me, Scaredy Bee. The kind of monster that calls you names. Hello, Bumblebee. You're not really a monster, are you, Burp? His name is Bert. And then everyone laughs at you. At least I didn't have to introduce Bert to my friends because I had no friends. Bzzy bee, bumbo jumbo dumbo bee, bzzy 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 bee. But I didn't think that my worst first day of school could get any worse. Until it did. These are the 20 kids in my new class. Here's the teacher. Welcome, boys and girls. I'm Miss Grogan. Today is the beginning of our journey together, a journey of discovery. Please find the desk with your name and have a seat. Here are the desks set in 5 rows and 4 rows back. Here is my name on the desk in the front row next to the windows. That wasn't worse. Not at all, because I like sitting by the windows. There's her desk. And coming up, this is Judith Einstein, the smartest girl in the universe, whose desk is in the front row right next to mine. Here's the smartest girl in the world. She knows 238,857 miles, the 14th Amendment, thesis, Amazon rainforest, separation of power, electromagnetic radiation, Benjamin Franklin, 100 degrees centigrade, 27 times 13 equals 351, Mount Everest in Nepal, evaporation. Einstein, she acts like she has never seen me before in her entire life, even though we have been in the same class since kindergarten. But I'm so glad she sits next to me because Miss Grogan will love to call on her. And the more Miss Grogan calls on Einstein, the less she will call on me. So if Einstein sits right beside me and the windows are on the other side, what could go worse? Just guess. Here's the teacher. Lauren, you sit behind Megan. Guess who sits right behind me? Keisha, you sit behind Lauren. Yep, you guessed it. Bert the monster sits right behind me. It's not fair. The teacher says, Tristan, you sit behind Keisha. And he goes, buzzy, buzzy, bumblebee. The teacher says, that's right, Tristan. Now that everyone has found their seats, look at your desk. It may look ordinary, but it's not. It's a ship. The magical ship of discovery. This year we will sail our own ships of discovery on the seas of human knowledge. I wish Tristan or Keisha could sit behind me because Tristan is so nice and Keisha is smart and she's funny. Now the teacher says, we will become explorers of everything from math and science to music and stories. We will travel all over our planet Earth to discover who lives on the other side of the world. But Tristan and Keisha, they sit way over on the other side of the room. They may as well be on the other side of the world. Now the teacher asks, who lives on the other side of the world and who lives next door? B, who lives next door to you? I wish I could take a trip around the world. B, would you introduce your next door neighbor and our new classmate? I wish Lauren or Megan or Marcus sat behind me, or Adelaide or Tommy or anybody. Walter could sit behind me. That would be fun. That's it. Walter, the bunny, could sit behind me. Beatrice, please introduce our new classmate. Then Bert the monster could sit in Walter's place, way in the back where he belongs. I wish. She says, this is Bert, our class monster. Here I am introducing our new classmate. This is everybody laughing except Einstein. This is Miss Grogan, so mad it looked like there was smoke coming out of her ears. Beatrice Garcia! Here I am, not introducing our new classmate as the monster he really truly is. This is Bert. Welcome, Bert, to your new home at Dickens School. Could you stand up, take off your hat, and tell your new friends and fellow explorers a little bit about yourself? Well, this is the pencil I didn't use to draw a picture of Bert when he really truly stood up and took off his hat. Because Bert didn't tell his new friends and fellow explorers about himself. He burped. Yes, again. Only this time in school, in front of everybody. Nobody laughed. I don't need to draw that picture. Miss Grogan decided we weren't ready to sail on our ships of discovery. Instead, we started our journey together by writing good behavior rules. 1. Be respectful of others. 2. Be respectful of yourself. 3. Be a good listener. 4. Be truthful. 5. Be attentive. 6. Be quick to follow directions. Really, we just needed only one rule. Be not a monster. Be's just like you, Bumblebee. And B says, be quiet, Bert. All right, until next time, my friends. Have a good afternoon. Bye.